Jordan Rodenberger here in McGrath. We just caught up with the ambassador class of Iron Dog 2025 who left Big Lake on Thursday. We were expecting them to arrive in McGrath at the Onoko Lodge checkpoint sometime on Friday evening. We were watching the tracker and they ended up staying overnight in Nikolai, and we had to catch up with one of the members just to see what that experience was like on their way about 340 miles along the Iron Dog Trail. Well, I mean, where to begin? I guess if you were to give a trail report on that first 300 so miles, how would you describe it in as much detail as you'd like?
If I can remember, it feels like it's already been 10 days worth. The first day was super fun. It was fast and pretty easy going. We only put in, I think, 150-ish and made it to Rainy Pass Lodge. Had an awesome night stay there and great accommodations, yummy food. Left the next morning. It was kind of flat light, and I don't know all my marks here, so I'll try and kind of recap where we went. I know we were up on kind of a saddle riding along in some like high meadows, and it was really nice up there. And then we dropped down to a river and then ended up by Hell's Gate, which I'm not, that was kind of my biggest fear spot coming into this, because I've heard a lot of stories from people of the past. Thank you. And we did a little water crossing that I wasn't super ready for, but you kind of get forced in and you just do it and you figure it out. So it was good. We have a great team that we're with and people who've done this trek many times, so we were in really good hands, and they made sure to get us in the parts that were safest and around some really sketchy stuff, and then entered the burn, which after we got through, I said I felt like I earned my badge or something of being one of the people who went through the burn. So you can't understand it by pictures, videos, stories unless you've experienced it. So it was really no snow, like virtually no snow. Mark and AJ, who've done this 20 plus times, said it's the worst they've ever seen. So that was validating a little bit that it was so hard, but we just had some overheating problems on mine and Tyler's sleds. So we ended up having to stop a lot to let them cool down. And then we ended up towing quite a bit, well a ways into it when we realized we're gonna be here all night. So they towed us as far as they could, and then we'd start them up again, and we just picked our way through, but got into Nikolai. We intended to get to McGrath, didn't make it, got to Nikolai instead, and they did some fast shifting and made accommodations for us, which was awesome, and they put us up at their school and got us set up with some water and food and nice warm beds to sleep in. So that was it. It was about midnight when we rolled in. So
here we are in McGrath, made it this far. And so your husband's running the pro class, is that correct? What's his name?
Alex Hattin.
Awesome. He's on the trail now. What sort of stuff did you relay to him over the last couple of days, and how did he react to that information?
They reacted quickly. I relayed back this morning because, of course, when we got in last night, it was late. I sent him a message to let him know we made it. He didn't sleep very well, knowing he didn't know where I was and what was going on, trying to follow the tracker. But yeah, they said a lot of people are nervous coming off the start line, just seeing how long it took us yesterday. So they actually made some quick last-minute changes with their cooling methods, and hopefully it pays off and they can get through it a little faster than we did.
Awesome. And a little bit touching on what you're doing as part of this ambassador class of Polaris and along those lines.
Yeah, so Tyler and I both work for Polaris. We both work in the snow engineering department. I'm a project lead for Powertrain. And so our team back home has done this for the last 4 years, where they send a couple of ambassadors up to join the ambassador team with Iron Dog. And Tyler and I got selected this year. So it was like super bucket list item. So I'm super excited. And yeah, we're from a Polaris side, we're here to represent, obviously, be a part of the Alaska Safe Riders and all that they're doing in Iron Dog to kind of get out into the other outer villages that just support and love this race so much. So it's really cool to be able to experience that and meet the hundreds and hundreds of volunteers that make this work. And then we'll bring home a whole bunch of information on the sleds. So it's kind of a huge validation trip for our Polaris side of things. We've got some instrumentation on our machines so that we can bring back data for everybody to comb through once we get home.
So Jen, last thing we'll get you back on the trail is now that you got that part behind you, what are you looking forward to ahead on the trail as the rest of the journey on the way?
The snow. I'm so excited to see the snow. I was like, this is where it's supposed to live.
Right, awesome. Good luck the rest of the way. Thank you for taking the time.
Thanks.
Pro class teams on the trail now to McGrath. We're awaiting their arrival and keep you updated right here on Alaska's News Source.